Virtual ricochet projectiles? Balls?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This video will only spoil the first few hours of story and use footage from just the early game. So sit back, relax, and listen in. There's a good chance you've already heard of CrossCode before. Videos have been made talking about it here and there, and each time it seems to summon a community of people who just can't stop gushing about it, like Rain World or Ultrakill. When I first came in contact with these mad ramblings that read like they had a dysfunctional speech module, I knew this game had to have at least something going for it. Little did I know that on January 4th, 2023, I was in for the journey of a lifetime. CrossCode is a full-fledged RPG. Regardless of how hard it tries and sometimes kind of succeeds at convincing you it's an MMO, produced by Radical Fish Games entirely in HTML5? This game runs very well both in your computer and at you. The sprite work is beautiful, the environments are stunning, and look at those animations. The world is extravagant, varied, and almost contrived, but holds itself together by leaning into its gaminess. It's not taken extremely seriously and slides along its tracks with a very carefree vibe. You can feel how anime this is, right? If the impractically stylish hairstyles didn't give it away, I'm sure the opening will. A concise introduction to the mechanics, a stoic character plowing through enemies, and low-key hilarious timing. I always get the impression that I'm looking at a story that isn't afraid to embrace a cliché here and there. The more I experience the story, however, the more I realize that the clichés I'm seeing don't end at a simple love letter to their origins, but their inclusion in this story comes with a unique confidence from CrossCode, as if the story itself is an anime protagonist, believing in itself so much that things just work out. Characters have their archetypes subverted just enough to be unique, but never outright betray that archetype. Our self-proclaimed rival is goofy yet skilled. Our real rival is brazen yet supportive. Our nerdy friend is technical yet endearing. The bond I've formed with these characters has only been replicated once, and if you recognize that image, you know how high this praise is. Even our main girl Leia? I'm gonna go with Lee. Somehow manages to be one of the most expressive characters in all of CrossCode while being almost entirely mute. It doesn't matter that she's borrowing more than one protagonist cliché, her wonderful sprites do so much more talking than I expected throughout the entire game. Hilarious expressions appear left and right, subtle characterization that make her feel all the more real, and a smug face worthy of being called iconic. This right here is why "Hi, Lee, hi" is repeated like a mantra throughout every corner of the internet that crosses her path.
You're going to see a lot of donations, I'm sure, from CrossCode fans that are just a couple of words strung together over and over again, and that is a direct reference to the game. It is not weird. We are fully expecting it.
Her canonical path, however, is long, arduous, and full of side missions. It's kind of insane just how much game there is here for those who are willing to look for it. Content made all the more special with the knowledge that you could have missed this if you didn't look hard enough. It made my recent replay of it that inspired this video much more entertaining than I expected. I didn't simply retread my path, I paid extra attention to a lot of little details I missed. I picked up on clues I didn't have context for on my first time around. I gained a deeper appreciation for the things I disregarded, and allowed myself to soak in the environments even more now that I was a more experienced player. Every time I pick it up, I find it difficult to put it down. The glue that binds this entire experience together is made of 50% gameplay and 50% sound design. Hitting anything, but especially plants, feels tactile and satisfying. Animation cancelling allows both you and the enemies the freedom to go the right amount of crazy. Your 3 dashes are so much fun to mess around with and make Lee control beautifully. Even the puzzles feel really good to solve, even though my dumbass had to look at a walkthrough for like 2 of them. The accessibility settings for them is a very welcome addition. This is an extremely responsive game. NPCs have a knack for noticing the smallest things. The sheer speed of your actions make you feel in control of your every move. And the fact that you switch from close range to long range by aiming away from your character? Need I say more? Actually, just listen to this. Oh, this is almost good enough to make me forgive the ice physics.
You little piece of shit.
One of the only things in this game I actually don't like. Which is kind of surprising, isn't it? You'd think that for a guy who plays this much Doom, that I wouldn't be into RPGs like this with all the grinding, right? That's the thing. You don't grind in CrossCode. If there's one lesson this game really wants to hammer home, it's that stats do not matter nearly as much as equipment. Characters will often comment on this directly before you're getting close to some of the more important places. Not only do they directly affect your stats, but the bonuses they provide can be game-changing. The fact that you can level up without having to rely on XP gives the entire game a sense of forward momentum that is really hard to beat. Even if you do find yourself having to go kill a bunch of monsters to grab some of those juicy drops, the monsters are abundant and the reasons for having to farm them are almost always tied to optional content. On top of all of that, CrossCode's style meter, it's not really a meter but you get the point, gives you a damage bonus if you get to the higher ranks, so farming monsters feels less like strip mining in Minecraft and more like a strategically planned rampage. This game has a lot to say, its very existence being a testament to its creator's passion, its sheer volume as polarizing as it is beautiful. It lit a fire under me without me ever having realized it, and I don't think I'm alone in that sentiment. Let this video then be a testament of its own, to the power of passion, to the incredible ways in which it influences us, to its wonderfully contagious nature and its consistently underestimated prowess. The RPG genre is a very unwelcoming one to those who do not have the budget, manpower, and sheer will to fully realize an entry under its umbrella. Even then, many disregard it as something that is simply not their thing. I gave you extremely light spoilers for CrossCode because just trust me, it's good. Doesn't work. I had to let you take a peek behind the curtain before you can fully understand why you should pull it back. I had to show you why I was so passionate. I hope you can find it within yourself to turn your passion into an unapologetic one, to fully embrace something for all it's worth and hug it intensely, flaws included. Because as the many who've said before me and the many who will repeat it in the future, liking things ironically is coward shit. Go play CrossCode.